When we think about our health, the immediate things that spring to mind revolve around diet and exercise. We might expand this to include our mental health, and to throw something else into the mix that involves our general well-being, I want us to consider the importance of people. We live in an age where there has been an increasing focus on superheroes. Gone are the days of the $6 million man, the A-Team and Knight Rider. Today, heroes of comic life have been brought to the big screen in an unprecedented way. Whether a Marvel fan or DC, the lineup of skill sets is pretty impressive. Let's take Superman, the quintessential all-rounder. In the world of superheroes, he'll always feature in most people's top 5. Then there's the Hulk. His power comes to the fore when angry. He has an immeasurable amount of strength. Thor. He has the ability to control the weather. Captain America, the super soldier with amazing strength, reflexes and athleticism. And lest we forget, Iron Man, a brilliant mind with the financial resources to take technological advancement to dizzying heights. I could go on with this list for some time and will have no doubt offended someone by not mentioning a superhero they consider worthy. In my defence, my list is purely to illustrate a point and not to choose favourites. When it comes to superhero talk, people often joke about what superpower they would have if they could choose one. Imagine the power to be invisible, or fly, super strength, teleportation, time travel, the list goes on. But what if I told you that all of us already possess a superpower? I sense your confusion, but it's true. We all have the power of words. The words you speak literally have the power to crush someone's spirit or bring healing. In Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 6 we read, "The soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit." Words have the power to evoke intense reactions. I'm not advocating this next illustration, but if you stood in the middle of a crowded shopping area and shouted, "Bomb!" at the top of your lungs, the reaction would be predictable. Without questioning, people would likely scatter with determined speed. That's because the connotations associated with this word are rarely, if ever, positive. The power of words. The negative energy it takes to think on and spew words of discouragement, hurt and unkindness can only come from a spirit of malcontent. In order to speak a word, it needs to start as a thought, and our thoughts are often generated by external factors. Our environment, what we see, watch, hear, and those with whom we are in close contact. You may not be aware that this form of conditioning forms habits that determine behaviour. Remember as a child saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me"? Well, here's the thing. Negative words do actually hurt. In their neuroscience experiment, Do Words Hurt?, Maria Richter and collaborating scientists monitored subjects' brain responses to auditory and imagined negative words. During this process, they discovered painful or negative words increase implicit processing. In other words, their study proved that negative words release stress and anxiety-inducing hormones in subjects. Additionally, a study found increased levels of anxiety in children associated with higher rates of negative self-talk. So, in order to derive the greatest degree of benefit to our well-being, we need to consider the people we allow ourselves to be influenced by. History is awash with examples of how words matter. Hitler galvanized thousands to commit the worst atrocities with the power of speech. And when Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream," little did he know how impactful those words would be in years to come. The Bible has plenty to say about the power of words, and in Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 24 we read, "Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Our words are a reflection of who we are, how we think and perceive the world around us. And when we speak words of kindness, we find nourishment for our soul. In Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 17 we read, "Those who are kind benefit themselves, but the cruel bring ruin on themselves." An essential component of a healthy life is training ourselves to address others in a way that demonstrates respect, humility, and gentleness. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. When John refers to Jesus as the Word, he speaks of the Word that was made flesh and came to live amongst us. John chapter 1 and verse 14. There is a great deal that could be said on this alone, but consider that this Word, manifested in the person of Jesus Christ, is epitomized by love, purity, kindness, grace, humility, truth, and so much more. This Word is our guide and example of how we should speak to and interact with each other. Every positive word we read, write, or speak could have a very direct influence on our physical body. Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto performed experiments on frozen water in the late 1990s and tested the crystallization of the frozen water through the use of positive and negative verbiage. To one group of water, he spoke negative words and phrases, and to the other, he spoke positive words and phrases. After a period of time, the negative group produced ugly, cloudy crystal formations, while the positive group produced clear, beautiful crystals. The point of the study was to demonstrate the power of words and their impact on how living things are transformed. Some of us are in the habit of using negative words or phrases over and over again. The more we use and hear those words or phrases, the more it becomes normal and the more it has power over us. Thus, the more it shapes us. Think about the times you've been around a person that is always negative in their speech. Does your body feel energized from those interactions or drained and exhausted? Exactly. Words have power over your physical body. Superheroes are known for rescuing those in need. And imagine if you saw the power contained in your speech that can bring healing and encouragement and help to those in need. Your superpower is the life-giving water spoken about in Proverbs 18 and verse 4. And the benefits, as well read in Proverbs 11:17, are that your own soul is nourished when you are kind. Think about all the people within your sphere of influence that you can use your superpower to bring healing and love and positivity.